This abandoned apartment hides a dark secret that no one dares to talk about. Are you brave enough to hear what happened? Watch until the end, and don't forget to share your own ghost stories in the comments. It was a cold evening when Sarah, a young woman in her 20s, decided to move into an old apartment on the outskirts of the city. The rent was unbelievably cheap, and she couldn't resist the offer. Little did she know, the apartment had been vacant for decades, and its past was more terrifying than she could have imagined. The first night, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her. At first, she brushed it off as her imagination running wild. But as the days passed, these strange occurrences began to escalate. She would hear soft whispers in the dead of night, like voices coming from the walls. Doors would open on their own, and the temperature in her apartment would plummet for no reason. One night, she woke up to see a shadowy figure standing in a corner of her room, its eyes glowing red in the dark. Sarah screamed, but as soon as she turned on the lights, the figure vanished. Her heart raced as she tried to convince herself it was just a nightmare, but deep down, she knew it wasn't. As Sarah tried to uncover the mystery, she spoke with the neighbors, but they were too afraid to talk about the apartment. One elderly man, however, told her something that made her blood run cold. This building used to be a home for a family, until a tragic event. He whispered, "They say the apartment is cursed, and anyone who lives there ends up losing their mind." Sarah's curiosity grew, and she began to dig deeper. What she discovered shocked her. Years ago, a family had been brutally murdered in that very apartment. The police never solved the case, and the family's spirits were said to have haunted the place ever since. But there was one detail that stood out: the family's youngest daughter, who had vanished before anyone could figure out what happened. Some believed her spirit still roamed the apartment, angry and vengeful. Sarah couldn't ignore the terrifying feeling any longer. She needed to know the truth. Armed with a flashlight and her camera, she ventured into the apartment's hidden basement, an area she had avoided until now. The air grew thicker as she descended the creaky wooden steps, her flashlight flickering with every step she took. In the basement, Sarah found a dusty old trunk. When she opened it, she discovered a collection of old photographs, letters, and strange artifacts. Among them was a portrait of a little girl, her eyes filled with sorrow and rage. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and Sarah felt the hairs on the back of her neck stand up. She heard a faint whisper from behind her, "Get out, now." The voice was soft but unmistakable. Turning around, she found herself face to face with a ghostly figure, the same little girl from the photograph. Before Sarah could react, the figure lunged toward her, and she ran up the stairs, her heart pounding in her chest. As she reached the top, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her inside. The apartment had truly become her prison. That night, Sarah could hear the whisper louder than ever before, "Leave this place before it's too late." But Sarah couldn't leave. She was stuck. As she tried to pack her things and leave the apartment, every step she took seemed to pull her deeper into the apartment's dark grave. It was as though the walls themselves were alive, trying to keep her there forever. Suddenly, Sarah felt something cold wrap around her ankle. She screamed, but no one was around to hear her. Was this the curse of the abandoned apartment? Or was she losing her sanity? What do you think happened to Sarah? Do you believe in curses? Or was it just a figment of her imagination? Share your thoughts and any ghost stories of your own in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying tales from the supernatural world.